It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Boom. Just me tonight, guys, by my lonesome. And I don't think I'm focused in. Right. Give me a second here. I'm doing everything. All right. See if that's better. That better? I don't think it is. Let's see. I still don't think that's better. Give me a second, guys. I'm not sure where my co-host is. Let's do this. Okay. What we got? Boom. I think we're good. All right. So welcome to Flippinar 270. And today's Flippinar, I'll put the thumbnail up here. New tool. I'm trying to give you as many options as possible to succeed in putting a deal together, right? And most wholesalers fail. Some of you all have heard me say this because they simply don't know what makes a great deal or not. That's the reason why most wholesalers fail. So I've created this tool through using Zompz, right? And what I'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and share it, right? And so let's do this. Let me share my screen. Okay, so present, share, entire screen, boom. All right, so first of all, so you can get Zompz, which Zompz is a tool. It's a Google Chrome extension making Zillow more real estate investor friendly. If you didn't know, Zillow is the Google of residential real estate. All right, so all you have to do is go to Zompz.com or text the letters ZZ to the number 205-964-5243. And then you just select this button here, right, to get Zompz, to get the extension. So you hit add to Chrome and then add extension and boom, you're in, okay? That's all you have to do, go to Zompz. All right, so once you've added the Chrome extension, now I have a version that probably won't be available until either tomorrow, but as late as probably Monday. So keep that in mind. Now you're gonna have most of it, but one of the things that I'm going to show you here in a second, and I'll say that for last, you won't have access to yet, but you'll see this floating menu over here, right? Okay, so one of the things that you can do with Zompz is comping properties. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to select one of the local markets to me, okay? And so the first thing you want to do when you want to comp a house, you're trying to determine the ARV. Okay, so what you do is you go over here to sold. So you want to pull up the sold properties. You then want to remove the boundary, because you see here, you see the blue lines here, just putting a boundary around this particular market, which is Hoover, Alabama, which is a suburb of Birmingham. All right, so I hit remove boundary. So now you see the yellow dots all over the place, right? And with Zompz, you have the expanded map versus this is the version of Zillow that you'll see, right? With this window over here. Some people like that, but I prefer the expanded map when, especially when I'm comping properties and a lot of other things too. But so what we'll do is we'll zoom in a little bit. Let's just say we're trying to comp a property. First of all, you have to go here and make sure houses is selected only, right? Okay, if you're comping houses. So I hit apply. And then over here, you'll also go here. I have it set for 90 days. You could do 30, 6 months, or 12 months. You want to at least stay within that 12-month range. So I'm leaving it at 90 days. All right, so what I'll do, I'll look over here at these properties over here, right? So I'm going to select this property, and then I'm going to add it to Zompz. All right, and I'll make that the target property, Ryan Ridge Road, 2382. I'll make that the target. All right, so let's add some more. There's another one on what is it? Wine Ridge Road. So there's another one there. And we'll add another one. So all of these, this is easy because they're all on the same street. But just for the sake of me showing you how this works. All right, so what did I do? All right, so going back. All right, so now what I do is I'll hit the Zompz logo, the little key here. And so I'm pulling it up. Okay, so I need to get rid of a couple of these. Let me see. All right, so I didn't clear my thing here. So hold on a second. Let me just remove a couple of these. All right, and remove this one. And remove this one. Okay. All right, so these are the properties that I added, right? And so whenever you're targeting the property that you're trying to review, you need to make it the target. So we're going to make this 2382 the target. So once it's the target, it's going to be removed from the calculations up here, all across here, right? Okay, so then once I make it the target, it's going to give me a suggested ARV. Now that suggested ARV, you need to do a little more here to come up with that number normally, which we'll get into that later on. But what I wanted to show you guys was the new calculator. So once you have your suggested ARV, if you select calculate, boom, guess what happens? It pulls up the calculator. What is the purpose of the calculator? People say, well, how do you know you got a deal? This is what it's for. It's to help you know if you have a deal or not, or what to offer, or if the seller is close to the price where it needs to be, or they're in la land on price as far as a wholesale deal. But this gives you the information that you need here. Okay, so once the calculator is pulled up, and I'll go through it all in a moment, we have the repair estimate calculator here and the actual deal calculator here together. So they're going to work in conjunction based on the property that you're evaluating. So we're evaluating this property here, and the square footage is automatically placed in here for you by default. Also, as you see the suggested ARV over here to the left, it's also placed here also for you. Now you can edit either one of those if you ever desire to do so. You can edit this field, which is how much you want to make on a deal. You can edit the repair cost. You can edit the ARV. You can edit the investor percentage. You can edit the price, the repair number that you're going to use as far as what you're going to base that on to come up with the repair cost based on the square footage. And you can edit the square footage. So the calculator is available to you right there at your fingertips if you're using Zompz, which is free. This is so important to whether or not you're going to know if you have a deal or not. You have to be able to run the numbers, and this allows you to run the numbers quickly. Now, the other thing is that now you all have access to this right now. Okay, but what you don't have access to, so I'm gonna close this window. Oh, one of the other features, we had it here where you can go here and remove all or remove selected properties, export. Now I added a clear all button, so now you can just clear it all at once. Okay, so if I go back to Zillow Home, Now, so you see the floating menu here. Now you don't have to input a property. Well, again, you all don't have this yet. You'll have this later, but you do have access to the calculator right now if you download Zompz or if you already have it. But what I did was I said, well, sometimes you just want to just use the calculator without having, you already have the information on the property as far as the ARV and the repairs and how much you want to make. You just want to use the calculator without having to enter into an address. So all you have to do is just go to Zillow, the floating menu here, and what you'll have access is to the calculator. Just select the calculator there with the plus minus sign here, and you just put in your information. Now it has default info in here. You can change any of that as needed, but the calculator is just there available to you to use however you want to use it. So I just wanted to show you guys that really quickly. I know, again, we'll probably be comping some properties later on. Again, I'm by myself, so you know it's going to be a little raggedy, but I will do my best to try to do. Let me see. Let me see. Where's AP at? Let me see. No, I didn't. And I got the message from, okay, golly. Okay, so anyway, it's gonna be us guys. All right, so let's do this. So let me go through some of the comments here and so see what we got. So Donnie was the first one tonight. Good evening from Rockledge, Florida. What happened last week? What did happen last week? I think Adria had to go to some of one of her kids. And so I just said, we'll just take a break on it. So that's what happened last. Sorry. All right. And say, so somebody from Atlanta being 444. Hello to everyone from Houston with, I think that's Latasha Davis, Chief Darnell. All right, so Chief Darnell, I have a property. I need comp. I can't seem to find any comparables for it, but we have the deed controlled already, and it's for a fix and flip, not a wholesale. Well, it's hard for me to actually answer that question for you without knowing more information about the property itself and what info you need. That I'll need to be able to troubleshoot it for you. Okay, so what we got here? So Tim, great question. So Tim Stein, so how can deals be found for folks who don't have funds to invest in PropStream, etc.? Can Zillow and Redfin be just as good? Been studying wholesaling for quite some time and need deals to come through. That's part of the reason why I developed Zompz. Is for those that can't afford the paid tools. Now, ideally, if you can afford the paid tools and can match Zompz up with the paid tools, now you have a really powerful and powerful set of ingredients to make stuff happen. But if you can't, then Zompz will be more than enough. Zompz will be more than enough to get you going. Okay. All right. So all right. So Sean Johnson says, how do we find out the rehab cost and price after value? Okay, so on the calculator, and let me pull it back up because, well, let me explain it first. So how do you determine repairs is basically the question. So how do you determine repairs is a simple thing you can do, and this is not set in stone. It's more of a generalization, but it normally works, is that if the house is livable, which can be subjective, you multiply the square footage times $25. If the house is not livable, you multiply the square footage times $40. Okay, and so Um, um, and on the calculator on Zompz allows you to do just that. You just need to know the square footage of the property, which Zompz will normally give you that if Zillow provides the actual square footage. So you're good on determining whether or not the what the repairs are, and the calculator will do the rest of it for you. Okay, so I'm telling you, I'm trying my best to make this as easy as possible for you. Not saying it's going to be easy. I'm trying to do my best to make it easy for you as possible. All right. Somebody said using Dealulator. And also, I'm going to be updating the calculator on dealulator.com also for you all that don't have a laptop or desktop to use Zompz. As far as the calculator, you can use it on dealulator.com. All right. Someone says, is the speaker working? Can they hear me? Let me see. I'm assuming can you guys hear me? And somebody says, am I comping properties tonight? Yeah, if you text the word Gator to the number, it'll allow you to come on live and I'll comp the property for you. I may just do it if you put an address in here. We'll just see how it goes. But I'm assuming you guys can hear me, I guess. I scrolled all the way down to the bottom. Okay, yeah, okay, good. Boom, there we go. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, so let me go back up here and see what other questions we have. All right. All right. Thank you, Bobby. I love the comment there, man. Thank you. I try my best. It's enough money out here for everybody 30 times over. All right. Thank you, Facebook user, for the kind comment. All right. Somebody said they don't hear me. Somebody else says they don't think it's on. They that was before. Well, no. Somebody said they can't hear it. Okay. Okay, but now they do. I think I was walking away from the camera on that. Okay, so let's see here. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to find questions here. Do I still look blurry? And it may not be on your end. Because it's hard for me to adjust it without someone sitting here because of the way it'll focus in or whatever. So let me know if I do or not. I don't know what I can do about that without some help on that. So I'm in a one-man gang tonight. Someone needs a comp. I can't hear anything. I'm trying to get to a question. All right. What up, Eric? All right. I'm trying to. How do we do the paperwork? Okay, so that's a question. So basically, Rip is asking, how do we get the paperwork, aka a contract? Okay, so I give that away, and I'm debating or not whether I add that to Zompz as a feature, because we still have Dealulator.com. I don't want to take away from the mothership there, but two things can be good. Two things can work together, of course, in partnership with each other. But to get the contract, if you text the word contract to 205-964-5243, you can access the contract for free that I've been giving away since 2008. And that's an instructional video that will show you how to fill it out for sellers and buyers. So text the word contract to 205-964-5243. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Some MLJ Jones, I think it is. How much to be a mentor? Just text me. There's a rate for that. That is an option, even though Everything you need to know is right here, free on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Everything you need to know. Okay, so somebody named Kales, I think. If my seller wants 300K, if my seller wants 300K for the house, ARV is 302 with 40,000 in livable repairs. Is there room to make a profit? Well, that's the whole purpose of the calculator. So what you'll do, if you put those numbers into the calculator, you will quickly see that that's not even close to being an opportunity. All right. Okay, so what else we got here? All right, Kim Johnson says, how can she partner whenever she finds a great deal? The simple thing you can do is just text me on the 205-964-5243, and I will give you the additional instructions to link up. We'd love to work with you. All right. Who was this? Michael Booker says, do I ever have any wholesale students in Connecticut? That's a good question. Seems like Connecticut, some of that eastern part of the country, I'm not as I don't know what the word is. I'm not as thought of as much. I don't know, but Connecticut, I don't think I've had any students, but not saying I may have not had tons of viewers there. You know, it works there, you know, as long as life exists, it works there in life situations. But everything you need to know is right here on the channel. Say, what's a good contact for? Well, yeah, you can reach out at the 205-964-5243. Trying to see what we got here. All right, so Carolyn Moore says, I'm trying to get in touch. The seller and the numbers are calling no answer, or it's the wrong number. Any suggestions? The first thing I would probably do is, if I can't reach a seller by phone, none of the numbers that I have work or disconnected or whatever, direct mail. I would try to send them something in the mail for sure. If it's a one-off like that, you may want to consider sending by UPS or FedEx or something like that. If it's if the seller is local, if you have that much Gatorism about you, you could possibly go knock on the door if the seller is local. See if they want to sell that property. You definitely want to try to speak to ask the neighbors. You know, a lot of times they'll know what's the history behind the property and may have a way of reaching out to the owner for you. So I would definitely do those couple of things for sure. If you can't get them on the phone or none of the numbers work. And now there are some a higher level of skip tracing options out there that'll cost more than the normal 10 to maybe 50 cents of some of the services that are known. So let me see what we got here. Yeah, if you want to get a property comped, just text the word Gator to the number and just follow the instructions, and we'll get you on. All right. So Brittany says, "Hey Flip, when I find a deal, can I send the deals to you and you team up, and do your team do all the work?" Where did Brittany go? And do you split 50-50 on the deals you're sending me? If you have it under contract, we'll do for 50-50 with you. If you have it under contract. So that would be the main thing is you need to have it under contract if you want to do a 50-50. We're really not set up just to send deals unless it's something like self-storage. Then yeah, commercial, maybe a large tract of land, we would do something. If it's near subdivision, a new developed subdivision, we definitely will be interested. You wouldn't have to have that under contract for sure. So so that definitely is an option. All right, what we got here? How many calls? All right, so OB Crowded. Wait a minute, OB Crowder, bro. All right. He said, I just bought my first list and skip traced. It was 2,500 plus on it. How many calls let me see, how many calls a day do you recommend I make? And also, it was PropWire. That's a free software people can use also. Okay, yeah, I've recently heard of it. Yeah, but the skip tracer, I don't think it's free. Okay, Indigenous Squad, I think I'm saying that correctly. Hey, Flip Man, I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm trying to get my first deal. Where are the best areas? Where are the I guess it means zip codes that cash buyers mostly buy in? First of all, let me answer that first part. Well, they really buy all over. It just depends on what type of properties you're talking about. They really buy all over, man. In the from the West End part of the town to Mountain Brook, if you're familiar with Birmingham. So that's from a D neighborhood up to an A. All right. So and everything in between. Do I just multiply the rent estimate by 1% to find the ARV of no comps? Wow, if there are no comps, a lot of times it's not going to be any buyers either if there are no comps. Now, sometimes there are no comps depending on the tool you're using because the property is a lot larger than the normal size property in that area, or a lot smaller than the normal size property in that area. But really with Zompz, it won't even matter. It's just going to put, if properties have sold of any recent time frame, Zompz is going to pull those properties up. Okay, so it won't matter. Let me see what else I got. New comments. Okay. All right. Michael says, do you still got the one free flip with speed to lead? Yeah, that particular offer had already ended, and asked me I'm still partnering on that. Partner on those leads. Most definitely, I would. All right. Khalid says he needs help with finding deals in Richmond, Virginia. Things have been slow here. So I guess my question would be, what are you doing to generate leads? Let me turn this fan. I'm about to burn up. Ooh. Oh boy, don't like some water. All right, so what else we got here? Who is this? Cool C Johnson says, do they get a copy of the contract? How do you get a copy of the contract? Okay, so as I said before, the contract that I've been giving away since 2008, that is available to anyone. All you have to do is text the word contract to 205-964-5243, and follow the instructions in the video that you will receive there. Not only will it give you access to the contract or give you instructions, it's also going to explain how to fill it out for sellers and buyers. Somebody said Richmond, VA is a hot market. Yeah, that's why I want to ask, what are you doing to generate leads? Let me see here. Hopefully, I don't want to try to. I'm trying to get to as many people as property. It's possible. I mean, all right. Sandra says, does wholesaling? Well, basically, she's asking, can you wholesale condominiums also? Most definitely. Like with anything, it's going to boil down if you can get a great deal or not based on what other condominiums have sold for in that building. Rip says, how do you find a buyer? There are a number of ways to find a buyer. You can networking is probably one of the best ways because it's one of the free ways. You can network through Facebook groups, real estate investment groups, whatever market you're targeting. You'll see properties posted there. In the comments section of those properties being posted, you'll see where people are saying, hey, I am a buyer. So a lot of times they're going to provide their phone number and or email address. So that's an opportunity for you to capture that information, reach out to that individual, introduce yourself, try to keep it short, read the room, and just let them know, hey, you'll have properties. If they have a moment, you can send them a quick, they can answer it then, or you can just send them a quick text or email of a couple of questions on what they're looking for. When you find it, they'll be the first person that you reach out to. You do that over and over again. That's one way of finding buyers. Another way is having great deals and marketing those deals. If you have a great deal, it's basically like you're giving away money. So as we know, it's not hard to give away money. For someone to pay you for that contract on that great deal that you've negotiated. So that's another way. You can go through real estate agents as an option to attract buyers for deals that you have. Text the word buyers. Text the word buyers to 205-964-5243. And that video will explain how to do just that. All right. That's a lot. What was that? Charles, somebody sent in the fire department. That's what's up, Charles. Hey man, I'm in here. I'm struggling. I hate doing this by myself. But for you guys, I'll take one for the team. Hello, Flip. Can you and your team walk me through my first deal in Minnesota? Okay. Not sure how to say the last name, but the first name, the last name is Rhodes. Says, can we walk them through their first deal in Minnesota? I do offer that as a paid option. You would have to just text me. I can give you the freight on that. Text 205-964-5243. Okay. What's good? Cass said, hey, Flip, where are the girls tonight? Hey, man. Well, according to this text message, hey, and this came from Adrian's daughter. Hey, it's Mickey. Mama's phone is dead, and she lost track of time. She's at the shop, and she's almost done. Did you get the message? No, I didn't. So I'm texting her back next week. All right, so and the reason come now, we're 44 minutes in. All right, so let's see what we got here. Sorry. Junior Cal say he needs buyers nationwide. If you got deals nationwide, I got buyers nationwide for you. That's part of the reason why this Flip Man thing exists is networking. So I have a few tentacles out there. I was in Los Angeles. What was that? Sunday through basically Wednesday. I left early Wednesday morning, but all day, half a day Sunday, all day Monday, all day Tuesday. Very, 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 very unbelievable experience in the LA area. Looking to do some stuff out there with my guys, Hernan, aka H, and Hector, the investment brothers. All right. Somebody, people letting you know, hey, they got buyers in their different cities. Some of them giving suggestions on who made that statement. Michael Booker says, is Craigslist relevant with deals? Is Craigslist relevant with deals? Used to be like a gold mine for deals. We really don't spend a lot of time there here. And maybe we should. I'm sure people still post deals there, but I really can't tell you. I would just assume, but with any form of marketing, you have to put the time and effort in on it and just be very patient to get to that first deal using whatever method. But you have to be consistent and patient whatever form of marketing or to generate leads, whatever form of marketing you're using to generate leads, you have to be very patient and persistent, if nothing else. Because it's so worth it. The paydays are worth it. Charles, bro, Ty, can we use Fiverr for lists of all kinds? So you're asking, can you buy lists from Fiverr? Can you buy lists from Fiverr? I guess he means like potential seller lists or potential motivated seller lists, cash buyers list. Yeah, I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. So obviously it's possible for sure. So to answer your question. All right. Brittany says, I looked up Zillow and found some houses for 60 and 85. Is this a deal? I have no idea, Brittany. On Zillow, you're going to have tons of properties that are for sale, but that doesn't automatically mean that they're deals. You still have to run the numbers. That's the purpose of, as I said before, Zompz and the new calculator that I've added. So you definitely want to use that. To determine if you have a deal now, which I'll be doing a more detailed video, Brittany, so you'll understand what makes a deal and what doesn't make a deal, because the calculator is there, but if you don't know how to use it, it's just like it's not there. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, I'll comp a property before we're finished here and show you why and how to use that calculator. And you can use it over and over again. All right, what's up, Johnny Bay? Thanks for listening in. All right, someone I can't pronounce their handle, but they're saying, is it a good idea to buy a property from an agent if there's a chance to make $100K or more profit? And I'm assuming that's not a trick question. Of course, it's a great idea if there's an opportunity to make anything close to that number, half that number, quarter of that number. Those are no paydays to sneeze at for the average person. All right, Junior Cal says, I saw you, bro. Was that a pre-foreclosure? I'm not sure what you're referring to. If you're referring to the video that I did when I was in California with my guys, the investment brothers, then that was just a property that we was driving by and we noticed that it was vacant. And so we decided they just, answer questions of just about that market and the difference and the opportunities there. Hopefully you all got something from that. So, all right. Thank you, Lisa Page. She said, hey, Ty, you got this, bro. Thank you. Well, just all the odds and ends that I'm trying to read. I'm thinking, because I want to read stuff before I actually blurt it out. I don't think I've been that successful on all of them. Oh wow. Kim Johnson says she saw the short with the cat lady. That's funny. That now all the things that I saw when I was out there in the LA. That was like when I first got there. I got to the hotel, went across the street and got something to eat, and was coming back across the street, and I saw this lady crossing the street, and she had the cat on her backpack, and I like, how did she train that cat to do that? And then she had a sign, and it really wasn't that sunny, so it wasn't. I don't even know why she was tripping. It wasn't sunny at all. It wasn't hot for sure. I didn't check the weather before I went out there. I packed all shorts, thinking it was going to be like it is here, where we can wear shorts, even though it cooled down a little bit here from what they tell me when I left. But anyway, so it wasn't like it was hot or whatever. And so she was trying to keep the cat into the shade, and the cat was standing on her backpack. If you want to see that YouTube short, just go to my channel, and maybe I'll show it at the end here. I'll just share my screen and show it to you guys if you hadn't seen it. No, just check it out. I don't want YouTube a trip, even though it's my content. Yeah, just go check it out on just a YouTube short. Just check out my YouTube shorts and you can see it. But that's funny, Kim. That was funny. It was more amazing than funny, actually. I couldn't understand. I was like, man, how long it took her to do that. What's going on, Ursula? Great to have you. Thank you. Let me see. Yep, South Central Junior Cal. Yeah, that was just a vacant house. So Chef Darnell. Okay, so he says, Flip, love what you're doing here. My question is, do you all of this either do you do this all on your own, or do you have a team you use for scaling? And what CRM do you use? Okay, no, it's not all my own by no means. 3 ladies here in the office, 4 VAs, got a guy, a tech guy in Memphis, a graphic artist guy, website guy. So quite a few people that just thinking about that I have to pay often. Yeah, but I still don't think we're close to where I think I should be with the amount of information that I know. I make money. I'm not tripping about that, but underperforming in my humble opinion, like really underperforming. Based on what I know and what deals I put together, it should be happening a lot often, or whatever. But I'm at the top of the I'm in the leadership role here, so it all falls back on me and me not being a good leader. But I'm always trying to improve. One of the reasons I went to LA to my guys, have a great organization out there, just trying to learn from others, because I don't know everything, but I'm willing to share everything, So, but yeah, that's it. So, and our CRM, Slack, Trello, what else do we use? As far as CRMs, those probably the main 2 that we go back and forth on. Probably more Slack than anything right now. So, all right. All right, Ty, that land deal was just listed for 105. You said it wasn't a deal. Was because of the amount? I don't remember which one you're talking about, Craig. I look at a lot of deals, man. You have to refresh my memory. All right. No, Alicia, I haven't answered it. Great question. She said, I think you've answered this before, but how do you deal with property management companies? How do I deal with property management companies? It's rare. Thinking about that, Alicia, it's rare that I can think of well, yes, I have. It's so rare though. So I guess in what capacity? are you referring to when you say dealing with property management companies? Because they could be a good source of buyers for sure with property management companies. Maybe even a good source of deals sometimes, but more so on the buyer side because they're managing properties for, in most cases, investors that want more properties. And of course, more properties that their investors buy, the more properties they can manage, which means more revenue for their outfit. All right. All right. Abdul says, I need your help. I need them contracts that you use. Have not been able to download them from the link you got from. Okay. I guess I assume everybody's level of using a PC is the same. And I always have to check myself on that. Okay. All right. So the contract that I give away it's on my website, dealyourlater.com. I'm just going to go through this right now. Hopefully this will help a lot of others, people that are watching right now, and then those that will watch this in the future. So if you go to dealyourlater.com, right? All right. So if you see, you'll see where it says agreements forms. One thing, guys, we have a blog now, blog section of the page, so you can, if you're a reader, here goes several articles here that you can read if that's your thing. So listed right here on dealyourlater.com. So there's actually 2 pages of. We're going to be adding more of them often. All right. So, but just go back to the home page of Deal Your Later. All right. So right here where it says purchase and sale agreement. So all you have to do is just go there. You fill it out here on Deal Your Later. So you're not going to download it until you fill it out. Once you fill it out, then you'll fill out the rest of this, and then you'll hit generate. The next page is going to allow you to download Deal Your Later. Download the contract itself. So it has to be filled out first. You're just not going to go here and print this page. It's going to look crazy. It's not how it's done. Fill it out, answer all the questions here, fill in all the blanks there. Either yes or no, you need a cash buyer. Put in your email address, your phone number, hit generate. Scroll down on the next page. You'll see a green button that says download, and boom, there you go. All right. So hopefully that clears that up for a lot of people. All right. So, all right. So Saul says, all right. So Saul's okay. All right. So Saul is in South Carolina, and he says he's called a title company. Did he say multiple title companies? I guess he called a title company, and they said wholesaling was illegal in South Carolina. Okay, Saul, I've done, I don't know how many deals in the state of Alabama. I could probably pick a random title company and call them and ask them about wholesaling, and guess what they'll say? It's illegal in Alabama. You're going to get that because number one, you don't know who you get on the phone. They may do wholesale deals every day, but the person you got on the phone have no idea about it because they're just a receptionist, right? Or they may be something else in the department. They don't really deal with that side of it. So number one, don't worry about that part of it. Don't worry about a title company unless you have a deal on the contract. And what I mean by that is you have a seller in the contract, you have a cash buyer in the contract for that deal. That's when you worry about a title company and or a closing attorney. Because at that point, you say if you did find a title company, Saul, but when you got a buyer on the hook for your deal on the contract, they say, well, I don't use them. This is who I use. You wasted time. Wait till you get a deal in place. Trust me, even if they've never done it before, the conversation is different once some money can be made. right? But in most cases, the buyer, everything's negotiable, but in most cases, the buyer controls that because they're the one, number one, buying the house. Number two, they're normally paying all closing costs. So you'll piggyback off of who they use. Now, if it's a situation, this may be their first deal as a investor. So they may not have that connection with a title company or closing attorney. So now you will have to find one. But the way you do it is don't just start randomly calling them. Leverage the social media networks, such as Facebook groups, such as mine, Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flip Man, and ask the question, what title company, what closing attorneys are wholesaler friendly? That's it. All right. So, and you're going to get referrals that you now know do it based on those referrals. Some of them will be right or whatever, but that's how you do that. So forget about trying to call. You wasted time on that. Don't worry about that. Worry about the hard part, finding a great deal and matching a buyer with it. Okay. All right. So OBC says, what type of filtered listings, I guess, list and leads have you had the best luck with? Well, I personally like to, when I'm building lists, I like to, if I'm using, I normally use Digulator, aka PropStream, to build lists. I like tired landlords, senior owners. Oh, and free and clear. Those are my three go-tos. Tired landlords, senior owners, free and clear. Those are the lists that I like to build the most. All right. All right. Saul said, but I Googled it and said it is legal. Don't worry about it. Saul, it's legal in South. It's legal everywhere. It's just 3 or 4 states require that you have a real estate license, but it's legal everywhere. Saul, I am not here lying to you, man. I'm not the only one out there preaching this stuff. Everybody out here is not just out here just preaching this stuff and it's illegal, man. Just get out there and do it. Forget about that part of it. It's legal. All the deals are closed with the same title companies, some of the same title companies, same attorneys that real estate agents are using. Just get out there and do it, my man. Just get out there and do it. You're good. All right. What else we got here? Yeah, I'm about to burn up. Yeah, I got it on now though. The fan. Someone's the Amazon of lifestyle. Okay, so what is a CRM? It's short for customer relationship management system. All right, so basically it's a tool that helps you manage your leads is the best way I can explain it. The Amazon of life. Okay. Hacks, hookups. I guess he's asking, are the best properties in MLS? Well, I don't know if they're about the best by no means. Ideally, whenever something listed on MLS or an agent has listed it, and so now you have to go to the agent to make your offer, which is cool. Deals are done, thousands of deals are done daily like that. But for most investors, especially wholesalers, we prefer to be dealing directly with the owner, which it means is off market. And my definition of off market is that it's not listed anywhere on the internet for sale, and social media is the internet. Okay, that's my definition of off market. All right. Yeah, Robert, billions of dollars are being made. It is definitely legal. That's an understatement, man. Yeah, fire in here. Okay, so let's if anybody we got questions in here. I want to comp a property. Oh, we got somebody in the Gator room. Charles, but you got to turn your camera on though in order for me to add you. Okay, there you go. There you go, baby boy. What's happening?
Hey, my man, what's happening, brother?
Oh, you got it. You got it. Thanks for joining and saving me.
Hey, man, I missed the lady's voice tonight, bro.
Oh, man. Oh, she deserted it, man.
Yeah, man. I know you got your solo tonight, man. Solo, you don't even know.
Oh yeah. All along this joker, man. What's happening? What you got?
I got something that this is a weird situation.
All right.
517 to 519 6th Street.
Oh, you got an address?
Yes.
All right, hold on. What state?
Jersey, Union City.
All right, cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna Google it first. So what's the address? 517 to 519?
Yeah, it's a duplex. It's a single family, but they're duplex. They go side by side.
There we go. Union City came right up.
Yeah, boom.
Like it heard you. Okay,
Yeah,
so now we're gonna use Zompz, guys. All right, now this is a duplex, so it's gonna be a little tricky. Now it is for sale. And it appears that it just got added to the market. So the number just for its views is not going to be there because it's not a full day yet. But it already has 99 views in that short time frame, which is a good sign that they have it priced to sell. Got almost 5% saves. We like that 5% number, but 4 is close enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this property. All right, and
Ty, can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this is a situation. What's going on with this thing?
Yep.
It has been up for auction many times.
Really?
He's actually, I don't know what your thing is saying, but when I put it in Zillow, it's coming up as an auction. I talked to the landowner, and he extended the auction. Now he does not want to sell 517. He wants to sell 519.
So they're separate dwellings as far as
they're separate
owners?
dwelling, but it's a whole property. That sucker's 1880 year built.
Yeah, so that doesn't so it's coming up as one. Let me see. It's coming up as one property. So it's coming up as one property. I'm not sure how they're saying is one owner here.
Yeah, because when I look it up down on, I try to do some privy too, and get that or prop stream and see, and that says auction. But then when I finally talk to him, he wants to extend the back. He wants to do some stuff in the back. He wants to partnership with a buyer. If he can sell it and get it off his hands, that's fine. But he'd rather have somebody to take care of it. But wait, I still got another news thing. The other situation on this, he's got a mortgage on it. He wants 50% down on, I guess, enter EMD, but because he wants to keep that 2% mortgage that he's got going on, I guess, in escrow, I don't know. But so this is what he wants to do. So now most of those comps that I've got that I'm just seeing, they're all like 800, 600, 750 in that area. I mean, this is tri-state, man. So, but if he only wants that 519, I offered him 248. That's what I offered him. I'm not trying to lowball. I'm just trying to do it right. And he said, "Listen, can you negotiate 248? Can we lift it a little higher?" He said he's got somebody potentially under contract at 1 o'clock tomorrow, but he's not getting back to me. Get back to me a little late. Obviously, he's just a little bit stalling. Said the most I'll go up to 260 because my buyer, we got to do an assignment with the buyer, and the buyer is willing to go with it at 260, 270. I don't care if I get 5,000 out of it, as long as I just get this off his hands. But he wants to do some stuff with it in the back if he could with a potential investor buyer, or the second option, plan B, he can get rid of it. But he don't want to touch 517. He said 519, which is on the right side.
All right. So let me try to run through some numbers here. So now this is coming up multi-family. So let me see if Zillow is going to pull up some info here. So let me try to locate it on the map. All right. So it's in this area right here, right?
Yeah.
So let me change this over to houses. Let me remove the
Are you on
boundary.
Zompz or you on Zillow right now?
I'm on Zillow using Zompz. So,
Okay.
all right. So it's not pulling any multifamily up in the area. So let me make sure I'm what I got here. Okay, boom.
Yeah, this
All
was a
right.
rough one. This is the roughest one I've got so
Let me
far.
see houses if it's pulling anything. That's weird. That is weird. So let me go back out here and do it this way then. So let's do this. All right. There we go. Boom.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. There we go. There we go.
That good old back screen. that
Yeah.
good old back screen. Yeah, I've seen the same thing too with that. Crazy. This one's a little tricky, man. I'm trying to deal with him, but I am talking him straight up with him.
All right. So your property is down in this area right here, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go ahead and add these and see if we get some good comparisons.
And it looks like he did renovate it inside.
Okay. All right, so cool. All right, so let's see here. All right, so your property is this 517, so we're gonna make it the target. So we don't have any price per square footage because it's not giving us any. All right, that makes it very, very difficult. Now, but what I can see though here is the average sale price. It does give me that. It's still calculating that for me at least. I think that's the number. Yeah. But it's
Not
not
giving you any square footage on that?
giving square footage. So let me see what I could pull up in prop here. All right.
I think it was 19.
I'm showing 2046.
Okay.
Let me see if any of these other addresses will pull up for me.
2048, I think. You could stay around that range.
Yeah.
But is that for 517 and 519 put together, or just 519?
That's a good question. It's only in prop is only pulling up 517, but that may be considered. Well, let me do this. This will make it easy right here. So let me just go here to the street. So yeah,
yeah, that to the left is 517.
Yeah, it's only, I don't know if it's saying it's the whole house or it's just saying 517. That's the trick. This is a tricky one here.
No, when I looked at it, Ty, 517, he had it 517 on the door and then 519 on the other door.
Okay.
So it is a one. It's a one. It's a whole unit in itself, but he divided it into two. I don't know.
All right. So I'm looking at this other property on the same street, and it's showing it's 2369 square feet, and that's the one that sold for 630. But you got these 6760, 849. So he's trying to price it. He's pricing it based on what's going on in the area. But if he's considering anything in the twos, then that's going to be like a home run of a deal. If he's in considering anything in that price range.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's only half now. That's if now we're dividing it into two, just 519. So if
I thought you were saying he wanted that for both of it total.
Forget about it, man. I would have sent you that tomorrow. We would have closed on it right away, bro.
So he's considering how much per unit?
No, he told me for 519 on the right side. He said if you can increase a little bit on 248, he said maybe I'll take a look. So I told him, I said, listen, the max offer I can give you, what I'm looking is probably 270. That's what I can do. I can't do any more than that.
So you're saying 540? Yeah. See, if you can get it for 540, because I'm confident, you're going to be above 750. So you can get it for 540 total. Yeah, that's going to be a deal. That's going to be a deal.
On the right side, Ty, 519 only. He don't want to do the 517. That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
no. Well, see, I don't know if he has it. If that's an option, I think
No, he won't.
or wait a minute, just to be clear,
Yeah. Okay.
my bad. Just to be clear, so is it two separate parcels?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so if it's two separate parcels, then so he wants to sell just one of them for 270 or 540?
No, 340.
For 340?
Yep.
Um,
I brought him down
yeah,
to 70%, 80%, and then I came to 248 on the dealie later. That's without repairs. And then I said,
okay.
okay, you know what? He said 248 ain't good. He said increase it. So I said, all right, I'm gonna go 270. I'll give you less. I want to at least make 10 off this. So I got to, tell the buyer 280, 275, 280. Try to get that assignment going in. So that's fine. I mean, that's a whole separate thing. But just tell him 270, and I didn't hear the budge yet. Now 270 divided by 2, but we're not worrying about 517. That's the whole thing. We're about 519. He just doesn't want to touch 517. I told him, listen, I'll give you in fact, I'll give you both units for 475.
Well, I'm not sure. Is that property a total both units together? Well, is each unit around 1,100 square feet, or is it they're 2,000 square feet each? You can walk in them and tell that now.
Yeah, I gotta keep in touch with my JV because he went to go see it, but he didn't see inside.
Okay.
But either way, if I get him at 270 on 519 on the right side, does that look like a deal if he bites?
Yeah, 270. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anywhere below 300, right?
Definitely. Yes.
Definitely.
Right.
If he cracks it, can I send it to you?
Yeah, most definitely. Yes, sir. A lot of work with. Now let me just say this now. Are you dealing with the seller or someone else dealing with the seller?
No. I'm dealing with the seller.
Okay, yeah. Okay, most
Now
definitely.
I know the game. I know the style, brother. I've been with you for months and months, man. I know you won't deal with that, brother.
All right. Sounds good. Then
All right, thanks, Ty. God bless you.
All right, no problem, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. All right, boom. Thanks, Charles, for joining us. Good one there. All right. Did anyone want a property comp? Because I really want to show this too, love, but I want to show it off with a comp. So if you got a comp in here you want to share, you don't have to join the live. I'll happily comp it for you. Anyone has a property they want to comp? Ideally, I would want you to join the live, but it's not necessary. I see Abundance Success Credit Solutions says, good afternoon or good evening. I have 5 properties under contract for $15,000. Would love to hear the details. Let me see what I can find here. All right, so the questions are piled up, guys. So forgive me. I'm gonna try to do my best here. All right. I think I got a lot of these. Abdul is in New York, say he wants to get in the New York market. Well, let's get it, man. All right. Someone, Bacchus Octavius or something, has a deal. He has it under contract. I guess he said for 43 grand and it's worth 250. Of course, I would love to be involved in that transaction, sir. Text me 205-964-5243. And the new calculator should be on dealulator.com now. Yeah. Yeah, it should be on dealyourlater.com. Yeah, boom. So the calculator that's on Zompz is on dealyourlater.com. Also for you all that don't have a laptop. Okay, so I just checked it there. Let me see what else we got. Trying to see what we got here, guys. Oh, I miss I miss you. Let me see. Okay. Abundance said he's willing to go live. Well, do it. Chef, if you got the address, sometimes they won't put the address in here in the chat for some reason. I think that's a bot that's blocking that. So you're gonna have to come on live so I can comp it. Let me think. Yeah. Just email my web guy back. All right, so yeah, change the calculator on the later to match the one on Zompz. All right, yeah, it's not going to allow you to post the address in here, so you're gonna have to come on live. Someone named Mile Wick. Well, let me read this one first. Thanks so much for sharing your knowledge. I live in Port St. Louis. That's Rosa. I would buy land in this location. I guess you mean, would I buy land in that location? Yeah, we would do a deal there for sure if it's an opportunity. Guys, I'm open to anywhere if the numbers work. Anywhere. You don't even have to ask. I appreciate you asking, but let's get at anywhere if the numbers work. Remember that last part. Okay, there we go. We got an address in here that's working. Okay, so it's in Texas. Okay, so it's gonna make it a little bit more difficult, but we're gonna still make it happen. All right, so I got an address, 7102 Lakeview Drive. So 7102. So let me share my screen. 7102. Oh man, no. Lakeview Drive, Corpus Christi. All right, so let's go to Zillow. Open that up in a new window. The floating menu from Zompz pops up. All right, so we're going to make this. Let me go ahead and clear everything in here first from what we had there before. So we're going to make this the target, and I'll close that. Okay, so we're in the state of Texas, which means that it's non-disclosure, which means the sold price of properties is not made available to the public. So how do we get around that? So what we have to do is we have to go and look at properties that are for sale. Now in Zillow, in Dealyourlater, aka PropStream, we can pull up that information. So I'm going to try to do both to match them up. But before I do that, let me locate it here on Google Maps, so I can then pull it up here in Zillow. Okay, so we're going to look at properties that are for sale and let some of the magic of Zompz try to figure this out for us. Okay, so let me remove this. Hopefully it's not interfering. Okay, it was a little bit. All right, so we got a property down here. It's across a major street. 12 views per day, 4.21 save. It's been renovated, so or at least well maintained. All right, so let's do this one. That's over 5. All right, we'll do that one. Well maintained, possibly renovated. All right, so I really want stuff in here. Let me see, where's ours? So it's down closer down here. It's closer down here where I was. Okay, so we got one for 325 right here. Let's see, over 5%. I like that too. Okay, so let's look at it, right? Okay, so here's our property, the target property right here. Okay, so I'm going to make it the target. So the calculator appears. All right, so the way we're going to look at it, so our properties are 1975 build. We have a 1981, which is closer to our year. We have a 2017. I'm going to eliminate that one. Okay, so with that being said, now we're looking at our property is huge. It's 3,400 square feet compared to these other properties. It looks like it's one of those overbuilt situations. Okay, so because the properties only selling around 260 to 280. Okay, so now this is where I'm going to hit calculate. And before I do that, let's do this. Before I do that, let's go back over here. Let me grab the address. And I'm going to go over here in the prop stream before I do that to see what number it comes up with as far as an ARV. To see if that square footage is the same too. Yeah, it's a huge house. So it was listed back in November for 430. Okay. All right, so they did take the square footage into consideration quite a bit. All right, so what I have to do, so it's not pulling any comps. And the reason it's not pulling any comps because it's a lot bigger than the normal size property here. So what I'll do is I'm going to reduce this down to, we'll just say 1,400, right? Now it pulls some properties because it's overbuilt for the area. So I'm going to look at the MLS data. And again, we don't see a lot of properties right in here by our property, but we got number 1 and number 7. Number 1 is a 1974 build. Oh, let me explain this. I'm assuming you guys know this. So ideally, we don't want to cross major streets. And you can sort of look at them to tell, so it may not make a difference once you start to look at the pricing. So the thicker white lines, thicker yellow lines. So we're on this side of this thicker white line right here. We do have some down here, and we may use those, but let's look at number 1 and 7. Okay, so then we like to look at the year built, the lot square footage, and the square footage of the property itself. So the year built, I am sharing my screen, right? Yeah, so the year built is 1978. So we like to stay in a 5-year window from 1978 to 5-year window plus or minus. So that would be from 1983 down to 73. The lot square footage, ideally, we like to stay in a range of 2,500 square feet if possible, plus or minus. This property here is 81,281, so almost 2 acres if I'm looking at that correctly. Yeah, 1.86 acres. Okay, so and then the house, ideally, we like to stay within a range of 20% plus or minus on the actual square footage of the house. So we know this house was overbuilt. They tried to sell it for 430 and couldn't sell it. All right, so just looking at what other properties have sold for, we'll look from most recent in 2023. So yeah, those properties are selling in the 270 range, 260 to 280, like I said before. So this was good. So we're going to roll with, we know it didn't sell at 430. So I'm going to say, even though there's on a huge lot, the house is a lot bigger than a normal house. The highest sold house is 281. So I'm going to use probably around 350 instead of that 430 because it didn't sell for that amount. But that's where I'm changing it here now. So now this is a huge house, as I said. Okay, so now just livable at $25 a square foot times 3,400 square feet. The repairs easily 85,000. Now it depends on how good of a condition it is, but this is a older house. I don't know how recent it's been updated, if ever. So that could be a legitimate number because of the size. Now, if it's not livable, I change this over to not livable, and I hit apply. So that's 136,000. The numbers automatically adjust here. But let's go back. Let's go back first. Let's go with livable. So we're all right. So we're saying 350. We see the repairs right here of 85,000. So that leaves 160, what you would put back out there to your buyers. So how much are you going to make so you'll know what to offer to the seller? So ideally, you're doing 7 to 10% of the ARV, 7 to 10% to come up with how much you're going to make. So 10%, we easily know that that's 35,000. So what is 7% of 350,000? Let me do the quick math. Times 7. Oh, hold on. 350 times 7.7. So that's 245,000. So between 245,000 and 35,000. So we'll just do a round number of 30,000, somewhat in the middle. All right. So I hit apply. So it adjusts. Okay. So now your offer to the seller is around 130 grand. That's if it's livable, right? Now they tried to sell it for 430. So now I don't know the condition of that. 85,000 repair cost may be extreme, but I'm just going to assume that it needs to be updated so it can easily get into that number with that much square footage. But if it's already been updated, that could be reduced greatly, right? But assuming that it's not so, but if it's not livable, then, and if I hit apply, now you're going to try to be under 80 grand as far as an offer. You're putting it back out there to buyers at around 109, because the repair cost 136,000. All right. So that comes your property for you. That also shows you how to use the calculator. I can't stress enough, guys, on how you got to take advantage of that. Again, let me show you real quick. Let me go back. And even though the calculator is here on Zompz, and Zompz is going to do more than the calculator, obviously, help you comp properties or whatever and analyze your deals. But it is also over here on digulator.com now. It changed from the old format. So it's only on digulator.com under the calculators tab. So the only difference over here, whenever you change anything, automatically it's going to change the numbers over here for you. If you change anything here on the repairs, it's just going to automatically change. So any field that you can edit, it's just going to automatically change the numbers for you, which is a great thing. So really simple to use. Running your numbers is such a huge part of this. If you know how to run your numbers, you can make money doing this. So if you don't have Zompz, right, please get it. You got to be on a desktop or a laptop. It's free. Again, tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I say that they haven't even approved another update. So it's probably going to be early next week. But the calculators are ready now. It's just that you'll have an opportunity to go to Zillow and just use the calculator, and you don't ever have to get off the home page, because you'll see the floating menu over here to the right. You see the plus or minus symbol. You just click that and the calculator just opens up for you, and you can use it as much as you want. So please share this with anyone, guys. I don't ask for much here. Make sure you follow, tap the little bell, select all, so whenever I upload new videos, you are alerted when we go live. And follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, the Twitter, as I like to say. And I got it in. We're an hour and 34 minutes in, so I poured my soul, and I like to almost burned up in this joint. So I appreciate everyone that showed up. If you didn't get your questions answered, you can post them in the comment section of any video, and I answer those on pretty much on a daily basis. So again, guys, I appreciate everyone that showed up tonight. Thanks, and we will see you guys on the FLIPSIDE.
flip man, flip man. It's the flip man, flip man, flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Hit that bag.